Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Troy, A Total War Saga here today on the channel. We're back with episode 6 of my Achilles Let's Play. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing our war against the Trojans. We've managed to land with 3 full stacks on Lesbos, and we're going to hopefully have the Siege of Troy in today's video. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions for the series, and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Gotta say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me a free early access code of Troy and making this Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them and their community team. We're going to strike another settlement of the island of Lesbos for the Denarns and Achilles. We're slowly but surely making our way to the city of Troy, along with going through our Homeric victory conditions. We need to take Troy, take out Priam. We also need to defeat Paris, which has already happened because he confederated with Hector, his brother. We confederated with Achilles in... Achilles confederated with Odysseus in the last episode. So, hopefully he can help us get into the city of Troy. I have no ambition of really holding and putting a lot of investment into Lesbos, as we are surrounded by enemies. But I'll replenish and repair where we can, and just sort of continue on the initiative. Oh, Hector's down here. Not an overly good army. We want to try and capture him. Okay, so Achilles is now ranked 27. That's the max cap for the epic heroes. We'll go with shock rather than the missile buff there. But that's how I spec my character. You're most welcome to pause and have a look at it. So Achilles has landed with a full stack. We've got 9 champions of the Phthia. We've also got a priestess with us as well, rather than an envoy. I do know envoys can reduce upkeep costs, but I do personally prefer the sacrifice and morale bonus. And also, it's a little bit different with Achilles, because you don't mind going down the grieving part. We've also brought in a lot of heavy archers as well. We'll have them in action here today. And we'll try and take the entire province with Hera and Athena smiling upon Achilles' conquests. Now, taking Troy here today is going to be easier said than done. We are at war with Hector, who has 30 settlements or so. He's strength ranked, what, 1? It's taken me 100 turns just to get to strength rank 2 and even a similar rank. We've got Amazonians in and around with us, and we've managed to... Okay, so we just need to sack 2 settlements there, and we get Brasilis. Okay, so Achilles can get his war prize, as it were. Sack or raise 2 different Trojan settlements. We can definitely do that. We're 7 out of 12. Achilles is hit rank 27. Paris has already been defeated. We just need to get Hector and Troy itself. And Hector... he's been attacked here by someone. Maybe those Asians from Asia Minor, potentially. Interesting, okay. And we've got Amazonians, our first antagonist, near us. Shame we can't peace out with them, but so be it. That's what we need to get rid of if we want to do the Total War victory conditions. Yeah, so the Asians have taken Trojas. Taking crucial settlements from me. Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, let's say. Good on you, Asians. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. It looks like Hector's fled south, which is a shame. I wanted to try and capture and get rid of him. The Trojans have quickly retaken their territory from the Asians, and a full stack's now marched up. A lot of archers in that build. So it looks like we're going to have our first battle here today against the Trojans, as they've managed to draw a full stack down. Now, taking Troy is actually easier said than done. There's a full stack within the city and a 20 stack in the garrison. The Amazonians are coming after us. Quick, fast. It's Hippolyta. Okay. And there's even an 8-unit force there. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to hold Lesbos for a long time. No matter, we need to take Troy. That's our main objective. That's our prerogative in getting rid of Hector. It's going to be kind of hard to hold these lands in particular, because we need to push upwards and take Troy. And then we'll sort of hold it there as a base of operations. Odysseus is slowly making his way up and over. Patroclus and Ajax will have to help out and aid. Anyway, Troy-wise, yeah. The thing is, it's actually really hard to take Troy because there's a permanent full stack in there, firstly, with 20 units, and then there's the garrison of 20. So there's a permanent 40 units in and around Troy. And that's not even considering the other factions that hang around and sort of hover in and around the capital itself that can easily intercept you. So we've brought 3 full stacks, 8,000 men, battle-hardened, gold to silver chevrons. Let's get stuck in to the Trojans here. Let's do a quick save and a hard save, and let's sacrifice to get the 8+ morale bonus. Okay, let's get stuck into them here. Pretty interesting build for the Trojans. A lot of heavy archers, so we're going to have to be quick, aggressive, high on the octane, and have to close the distance against them in this Trojan siege. It's actually kind of a little bit unlucky that this Trojan force was drawn down south to the coast, trying to throw out the Asians that took that territory. But we have our first real big fight with the Trojans. Okay, it's raining. Let's try and wait. Wait again. Come on. Man, oh man, 4 lots of rain? That's some terrible RNG. No matter. Looking at my army build, we have 9 units of the Phthia. Not the most built-up city. And the deployment zone on their side seems quite small. I have 2 units of spears, essentially to be anything anti-large or anti-cavalry. And I've made the decision to keep my 2-handed clubmen as their silver chevron. They're not overly too incredible that I should rave on about them, but they've been with me for quite some time, and the copper was getting quite expensive for the upkeep of 9 Phthia units in just Achilles' army. In the second rung, we finally brought in some heavy bowmen. I love bowmen in Troy, although slingers in the early game are quite cost effective. Bowmen, especially heavies, hold up in armor defense and range. Look at this. The armor piercing qualities on these fantastic boys are going to really help us out in this one. But it's currently pouring down with rain in Troy. Maybe a bad omen for them. We've got the Black Harpies, I like to call them. Out of all the mythical units in Troy, I can't recommend the Harpies enough. The Sirens are a cool and interesting unit as you bring them up. They're very lightly armored, but they can draw any unit towards you. So if you want to, obviously, focus your skirmishes and target a particular heavy unit, that's also a good opportunity. But Harpies, Tier 1 are really quite good. They're cost effective and strong. Tier 2, I even recommend even more. The mythical units, the Giants, the first tier Vanguard, I don't know if I can recommend them. They are bad in order resolve from what I've seen, and they haven't been effective on the battlefield. Same with Tier 1 Cavalry. The Tier 3 Giants are quite good, along with the Centaurs. However, it takes so much investment to get all the way up there. So, yeah. That's just my 10 cents on it. So we're going to be trying to allow Achilles, Ajax, and Patroclus to try and duel out. We've got Ajax sitting our left-hand side. We've got all of Achilles' forces trying to interlock. Yep, so they should wrap on the left there. Perfect. And on the right-hand side, Patroclus can push over here as well. As we are... Well, they probably actually have skirmisher supremacy over us. We just need to close the distance down quickly and get into combat. The Harpies seem to be skirmishing at the back. Fantastic. And some of my archers were shooting there. I might have to individually click with my skirmishers, which is a bit of a shame. You can never trust them. Sometimes they take the initiative to target units, but I'm just going to have to do that myself. And we'll allow everyone to pick a enemy general. The auto resolve on the campaign map, as Achilles is currently raging at the moment, was a lot more favourable. Now that we're on the campaign map, obviously the the balance of power massively changed due to the ammunition of the archers there. That's what I think. So they seem to be routing in some areas, as my infantry is getting right stuck into the thick of it, along with my skirmishers and skirmishers phasing out their skirmishers and their enemy combatants. Oh, it's been a victory, really.
Your hero is under
Okay,
attack.
well, let's speed things up. Let's allow my archers to get up their chevrons nice and high, as they are the lowest out of all my army builds because they're freshly recruited. We'll try and run down the generals as well. We want to try and wipe out the entire garrison that was inside. So our first major victory against the Trojans, we have won. Hopefully this is an upcoming and common occurrence, let's say. Just trying to run down as many of them as we can. And then we'll push for the ancient city of Troy. Okay, let's end that one there. Let's call it there. Whoa! 68 men lost. Crikey. We killed 2.5, they had 1.6. To be fair, they only had 4 heavies and 6 light archers. They weren't professional soldiers. They were quick recruits, and they were sort of sprung and spawned out of holes in the ground. Mud or clay, isn't that what the ancient story is? I can't remember. Anyway, we've got that experience, which we don't need because we're max level now at 27. So it's actually taken us quite some time to... Yeah. Let's sack this. Yeah, I couldn't remember that. It's actually taken us quite some time to get Achilles to this rank up. Right, so to fulfill our next chapter objective, we have to either sack or raise to get it done. Yep, so it's been done there. So I'd rather sack because we can get replenishment. If we raise it to the ground, we might not be able to get a replenishment. So we're currently 7 out of 12 chapter objectives, and we're going to be pushing towards Larissa Taurus, which is Paris's capital, before he confederated and bent the knee to his brother Hector. Okay, looks like the Trojans have attacked us here in the end turn phase. So be it, they're going to retake part of Lesbos. We're more so focusing on Troy. So those 9 Trojan units that were sort of hanging around Lesbos in the sea. And they raised it? Oh, that's so silly. Why have they gone and done that? So they raised their own settlement to the ground, and the Amazonians have taken it. What? That's why I didn't want to put any investment into it, because we were just surrounded by enemies. Oh, now Hector wants to come in and have a fight. And Hippolyta is going to take that. Well, that actually might work. If we can sack and raise, and if the Amazonians can take that, maybe that's an interesting strategy. If we can raise these settlements to the ground, as long as it's not under Hector's control, I don't mind overly. Like, look, I'd like some of these lands, but if I can't hold them, I'm not overly too fussed. Regardless, let's push to Trojas and take Paris's starting capital. We stuck here. Oh, that's so infuriating. Because they built a unit there. Well, you can get past because now you're going for it. Can you come in and help? Oh, yeah, actually, Ajax can probably deal with this one on his own. He's now rank 22. So I don't mind that. So we'll call it a good omen, and Ajax can finish that one off quite quickly. And we'll raise this to the ground here now. And that should be that victory condition done. Well, of the chapter missions. We'll allow him to move up and give chase eventually. Yeah, but Hippolyta of the Amazons is coming up against us. Yeah, it's a shame we can't peace out with her, because she's our first protagonist. I don't know if that's RNG'd as well. We'll be able to peace out with those randos that declared war upon me. Still primarily at war with Hector. So let's take Trojas Larissa. So even with Trojas here, they have silver chevron and better quality units which are unbreakable. We'll auto-resolve this one out and allow Achilles to take Paris's former capital. Oh, he lost a unit, which is a shame. 1.5k as well. Sacking gets us the replenishment. We can always raise it in the future though, couldn't we? I think we'll sack it. Because I want the replenishment.
Nice.
And now we've raised and sacked 2 different settlements. So now we have Brasilis. And we just need to move Achilles to Troy. Ah, the eve of battle. So you even get a lot of experience now to level him up if you just don't time it well. We were fortunate enough to leave at about rank 25 anyway. And, oh, they patched it. I thought we could raise it straight away. We're going to have to end the turn before we can even do that, before we send Patroclus in. We do have access now to a unit of a Minotaur. We haven't had those in our army build because I don't think we can actually recruit them, but we got a special unit available to us. We've got a Minotaur. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We're going to try and march for Rome? Troy. Oh, slip of the tongue there. Yeah, so taking Troy is actually going to be easier said than done. It's not like, for example, I had the thought train going on that it's not like Rome 2 in Troy. You can't sail over and just take Rome whenever you want. They did change that in the Rise of the Republic DLC. I think that we had to attack Rome like 2-3 times before you could actually do it. It's not like Attila, where you can't just sail over and take Constantinople willy-nilly. We'll raise Trojas here now, though. And we'll try and finish off this province on the outskirts of Troy. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I just hope I've brought enough military forces over. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. 103 into the Let's Play. The Trojans managed to take another province in Lesbos, so be it. And the Amazonians are now currently sieging us out in our capital. We're about to take the entire province of Trojas under our control. Then we can move Achilles and continue on with those chapter mission objectives. Okay, I have priestesses in my army because I don't mind if Achilles goes indignant. I do quite like the priestess buff, which allows you to pray to the gods. You also get some nice replenishment buffs as well. I do know that you can put an envoy in your army if you want to get reduced unit upkeep. For now, because Achilles is an interesting case study. It's a bit different because I prefer having priests in. So I do know you can do that, but I prefer having my envoys hang in and around my provinces just to give them buffs. So we've got good omens on our side, and we should be able to finish off the province of Trojas. Let's raise another Trojan city to the ground. Only 42 men lost. Let's salt the fields and allow the Amazonians to grow crops on it, I guess. They seem to be giving chase to us quite quickly, which is funny. So we'll go into an encamped stance. We'll replenish and repair. Rightio, guys, we're on the eve of battle. We've done 8 out of the 12 epic mission chains. Achilles needs to march on Troy. Okay, so let's move over to the province. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have sacked that because I could have gotten a little bit more replenishment. So the eve of battle, 20% diplomatic relations with the Achaeans. Bonus buff. Ah, the Council of Kings. The Lord of Achaeos called you to Troy with betrayal in their hearts. They chastise you, putting out your spoils that you've claimed for yourself. Oh no, the Assembly Lords are willing to overlook this. They want Brasilis, including your precious prize. So we can reject the demand, but minus 100 diplomatic relations. That's crazy. Scorn of Achilles. Oh, but I want to confederate with them. Surrender Brasilis. Relinquish Brasilis. Achilles becomes indignant. I wanted to confederate with Sparta. I want their lands eventually. Oh, what a crazy event. Well, I guess I'm going to have to surrender her. But this is crazy because if he becomes indignant, we won't have all those crazy fury buffs. Lack of recognition. Oh, and Patroclus' plea. Godlike Achilles, dear friend, if you will not raise your spear, then command me. Oh, because he wants to go and fight. Where is it? Rumored Hephaestion own... Ah, he's forged a lot of bronze armor. So we can refuse Patroclus' request, or we can lend him your armor. Armor fit for the gods. So we get an armor. Phthia stands alone minus 100. Oh no! 20 with the Denarns. Armor fit. What? We get a Rage of Achilles. Well, let's lend Patroclus our armor, I guess, because I just don't want to have those bad diplomatic relations. Let's do it. Oh no! Oh yes! Oh, we killed Patroclus! Oh, poor Patroclus. Forever young. The thing is, right, I'm not overly too fussed about Patroclus because we've got... I think we might have done that epic mission a little bit too late because we've got a Damas here who's rank 13, who's far a superior commander, and we've managed to get him killed. He was died in the line of duty. Ah, poor Patroclus. Yeah, the death of Patroclus. And now Achilles is going to be disheartened at that. Yeah, because they killed him. Tears blind your sight at the funeral pyre. You swear vengeance on the city of Troy. Vengeful glory, undying glory. Whoa, that's a huge buff. Crikey. I already have immortal heroes, but now with that, we're going to be laughing. But it looks like Achilles has a brand spanking new lot of armor. Look at that! He looks fantastic. Look at him. That's some awesome looking armor, if I do say so myself. So let's zoom in and have a look at him on the battle map. There's some details on the skills for Achilles. If you are curious, let's have a look at him. I'm going to press K on my keyboard to get rid of the hub, if you guys are curious. I do the same for my cinematic shots. But Achilles, after the death of Patroclus, sits outside Troy, ready to take it. I haven't really looked at and sort of analyzed the city of Troy. So it looks like there's a 9 stack just behind it. Oh, that's infuriating. So that's what I was saying. There's already like permanently a 20 stack there. We've got one more mission to do. So this is going to be such a tight fight. But Adamas looks like he's going to be, well, brought back into the fold, let's say. Let's get Ajax and Adamas ready to push up. Yeah, I really would have liked that replenishment. This is going to be a close one. It sort of lulls you into that false sense of security. Yes, we're dead arms. Let's sack and raise the city. We will probably better to sort of hold up. But this is the type of force we're going to be fighting against the captain of the guard. Okay, well, let's attempt to take Troy. Now, I developed this tactic in my Menelaus series where I did quite well. I won a couple of early victories, but I just didn't have the army build within 30 turns to take Troy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trespass into the, well, non-declare, like we're technically not at war with Priam's Troy. So I'm going to trespass, we're going to go into ambush stance, and then we're going to be declaring war upon him. So hopefully this can draw out the enemy garrison. Odysseus is just too far away. He's not going to be able to help us out in the siege of Troy itself. The main thing is if we can get rid of that 9-unit force along with the full stack, we'll have an easier time of attacking the garrison, because that's what's really going to be difficult. Oh, I guess Hippolyta got attacked by Trojans there, I guess. Because it's, yeah, an aggressive siege into Troy. I don't think I'm probably going to be able to do it. Oh, so the Trojans are sending forces to Aulas. They're quite close to my capital. I do have some forces back at home, and I can raise an army quite quickly if we need to, but they raise Aulas. So infuriating. Sarpedon's down here as well. Oh, so he's actually joined Hector as well. Crikey. He's confederated twice, Hector, while I've only confederated once. Hey, we've ambushed them. Oh, this is fantastic. So we'll chuck a quick save and a hard save because this is an amazing opportunity. We can finish off the garrison. Sorry, not the garrison, the army inside. Oh my god, plus 100% to morale. We don't have those crazy buffs. Oh, look at that army of gold chevrons. Well, we're ambushing them at least. Now, Delophobos. I read a comment in the last episode. I didn't really realise because there wasn't really too much fuss made about him. Delophobos is the brother of Paris and Hector. He is the captain of the Trojan Guard. He has an amazing force here, and we've managed to ambush his army like we did in the Menelaus series. We actually won this fight, I think, and then we didn't win the follow-up. But there is the city of Troy. We're going to try and wipe out its standing army, 20 units strong, with the brother of the Trojan princes. He's coming out with his fancy hat, but this is what the Trojans have. A fantastic army. Those chosen spears of Hector. Chariots as well further at the back. There's not much we're going to be able to do about those because they are incredibly strong. The Temple of Ares and Chariot army build in Troy is still very potent in this build of the game. I do recommend it because it's very hard to counter. So, similar to the Menelaus battle, I think what we'll do is we'll try and deploy our army. It's actually the exact same battlefield because we've got the same ambush in and around Troy. It must be only one map. So what we'll do, there seems to be small defensible hills within this ambush stance. So we'll break up into two distinct armies. We've got reinforcements coming in. As we are ambushing them, we want to make the most of our archers. Now, Ajax's army build is slightly different. He only has 5 units of the Phthia champions, 2 Achaean runners, 3 spears, and a lot more clubs. He does, however, have 6 heavy archers, which are going to massively be able to help out, and some Achaean javelinmen as well. We'll put those clubs there because we'll try and push them. I'm going to allow Ajax to deploy as close as he can to Philophobos, or whatever his name is, Phobos, to try and knock him out in 1v1 combat, the fighter. So here are the armies. Ajax is going to be commanding ahead of the army, while Achilles and Adama is going to be coming. Come on, men. Make sure you take as many of these Trojans to Ares as you can. For Brasilis! And, I guess, Patroclus. But Achilles is going to come in with his brand spanking new army. And we're actually at a stage in the campaign where Ajax is a 24 ranked commander. He's fantastic. But these chariots, like I said before, out of all the units in this, the chariots are going to be the ones we're going to have a hard time to deal with. They just absolutely rip-roar through anyone in this series. Just look at this. They've cleanly gone through 2 ranks of units. And they've taken minimal casualties. They're coming back again. So it looks like the army on the far side is not holding up quite well. Still a 50-50. It's still all to play for here today. And our enemy reinforcements are coming. So basically just try and match them. Yeah, they don't seem to be aggressively pushing. They still seem to be holding their position. I guess they're just sort of trying to wait for a weak moment because the chariots that ripped roll through my front line seem to be holding quite well. We might need to swing around these clubmen to help out. Yeah, those champions of Troy, like they're gold chevrons, tier 3. Ours are nowhere near like that. But we have managed to reduce Philophobos' health to half, and it's Ajax of the Lion Helm to hopefully knock out and kill the Prince Paris and Hector's brother. So now that they've committed, we should be able to swing around. Achilles is nearly here as well to go and help out. We need to focus on their archers. But we need to run down and finish off as many of these guys as possible. If we can destroy this 20 stack, we're going to be in a fantastic position. Okay, so the chariots are coming back and around for round 2. We're really struggling on this side. Oh, so now they've double flanked us. If we could somehow knock out the enemy commander, who is a fighter himself, we should be doing well. And then we've got that 9 unit to deal with. I think we were a little bit unlucky with our invasion of Troy. I'm not even going to lie. In my Menelaus series, there was no full stack to meet us on the field, specifically. And there's another 9 units hanging around outside. And we're still not at full strength. We didn't get that last bit of replenishment, so that's a bit of a misplay on my behalf. Okay, we're trying to do as much damage on them as possible. Let's try and engage a lot of these guys in hand-to-hand combat. It looks like the enemy general is now fleeing, which is fantastic. We need our missile units to do most of the work because these heavier Trojan units are going to be hard to deal with. But I want to show Achilles' armor off. Get out of the way! Every time I go to look at him, it's just shrubbery and bushes there. So we've managed to break them. Let's try and get my Aegean runners to get them. And now Adamas is pushed over there to help. Yeah, I think I must have. I think maybe you get Patroclus in event 4 or 5, and I knew like firsthand I had to build up a strong empire to even challenge to take Troy. We needed 30 regions. We needed to conquer the Macedonians, the Dorians, I think they were, because we've got most of Thessaly and Epirus now under our control. We are essentially the undisputed king of the north, the king of Thessaly, while Agamemnon and Menelaus have Arcadia under their control. Yeah, so even if you get to this stage of the campaign, you can throw away your alliance with them if you get some buffs. Maybe that's why they were more... So the AI was more willing to align myself with Odysseus because, I don't know, they were probably more naturally allies. Before we're getting sort of... what's the word? Embarrassed, I guess, in front of Agamemnon. Ah, Achilles is more than likely to spear me than to speak to me. Oh, there's so many cool things in that movie that I love so much. One of my favourite at the end is Ned Stark killing Jorah Mormont, killing the Lord Commander. When good old Orlando Bloom Legolas is... Right, it's kind of similar, it's kind of eerie, similar to that scene in Helm's Deep where they're just trying to hold there in that last little cave. But speaking of Odysseus, hoping now that we've confederated with him, we will be able to get his abilities to take it. Because Odysseus is quite unique in how we can take Troy. We're just sort of trying to mop up the last of them here. A lot of the weaker units are running away, but the ones that are unbreakable are still holding here. As you can see, I'm currently focusing all my firepower on these Trojan units, and they are falling away. They're melting away now that they've got focused arrow fire on them. The chariots and some of the weaker spears and archers seem to be in a full retreat, but this is going to be a costly fight. Look at this. My army's been massively put to work. Anyway, speaking of Odysseus, while Achilles goes in, didn't even have to duel them towards the end. Yeah. Hector's chosen, fearless swordsman. Look at him. They're so hard to break down. Just want to get some cool cinematic shots with Achilles, please. He's hanging around in the shrubbery constantly. We want to be able to show off that brand spanking new armor eventually. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. Odysseus has 3 unique abilities to take the city of Troy. He can bring down the walls, he can sneak in with a Trojan horse, and he can also bring up siege towers. You can bring Trojan horse siege towers normally in the game, but you have to invest them quite heavily in the tech tree, which we haven't gone and done. So I don't know if I'm going to have access to those 3 stuff. Let's cross our fingers and hope we do have a choice between all that. Or we might just get like the randomly generated one that Achilles may or may not get. Or I'm happy to see Troy head on if we need to. We just need to wipe out this army. But yeah, these chosen units and fearless of Hector, I believe that the chosen are unbreakable. So they're going to fight to the last man. But we definitely want my archers to focus and try and wipe as many of them out as possible. Yeah, so maybe in hindsight, maybe bringing 1 unit of centaurs would have been good in this one, because we just need to try and run down as many of them as possible. But we've managed to ambush, draw out the garrison, and here is Achilles. Let's have a look at him. Oh, stop running into the... I am Achilles, Lord of the Bush. Oh, Lord of the Shrubbery. But there he is with his hat. Look at him. And we've got arrow fire coming out to help. I quite like that armor he's got. It looks very, very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll try and run down there. So, crikey, we lost 1,000 on that. But we managed to obliterate their army inside. Okay. But 1 down, 2 to go. We're in a really good situation. But taking Troy itself might be a little bit more difficult. It's just there. Take it. Reach out and take it. 1 last archer unit holding out. And a decisive victory for the Denarns. Whoa, so they lost 1.7k. And we lost... yeah, so... 1.1 really. Look, but we deployed 3 times as many of them, which is cray-cray. So, we've managed to kill the brother. Well, maybe not. Actually, no, he escaped. We lost a couple of units here, and they're 3 units. We're going to have to take on the replenishment, aren't we? Even though the morale buff's not too bad of a proposition, we're going to have to take on the 5% replenishment, as we lost a couple of units. Yeah, Sarpedon could very well take that city. Okay, so after our successful ambush, let's give chase. It's a shame that he actually fled back to the city to convalesce, but so be it. We'll build some battering rams and try and siege it out. Hey, Troy is within your reach. Odysseus explains a plan. Finance the operation. Gift from the Greeks. Yeah, so this is the Trojan Horse event. So we'll finance the operation. Oh, so it actually has happened. Achilles can go down that route. Oh, look at that auto-resolve. That's not so much in my favour. Look at that. 50-50. Because we couldn't actually finish off the entire army. So I'm not going to lie, that ambush might have been for naught. Well, we'll continue the siege. And I guess we'll wait for this siege equipment to be built. Hey, here we go. A Trojan horse. Artisans have completed the horse head and loaded it with glorious gifts in honor of Poseidon. You must now select proud warriors who will hide within and come after nightfall. Oh, here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. The Trojan horse in action, let's say. Okay, Odysseus came up with a good plan. Sent a raven because he's hanging out in the middle of the Med. But, yeah, unfortunately he's not going to be able to get there, which is a shame. He was just on the other side. Okay, well, I guess we'll try and do the siege. Oh, here we go. You must select 6 units to infiltrate. Who are we going to pick? Achilles? Probably some Harpies and then Phthian swordsman, I guess. So let's select our 6. 2 Harpies, Phthian. We'll do a sacrifice. And I guess we'll just continue the siege for now because I want to make sure I can do a quick save and a hard save. We could maybe even rally up. But, oh no. Why can I do 7 out of 6? I just did an exploit. Oh no, I'm going to let them know that. So if you... I don't believe that. That's unbelievable. So, if you do this... You chuck a quick save, maybe. Do a sacrifice to the gods, back out, you can bring in more units. Oh, that's so cheesy. I've got to do it. But I'm going to have to let them know this is going to get patched. So we can bring in 22 into Troy instead of 6. Well, let's fight this one. Let's have the battle for Troy. So how's this going to work? No man can escape what has been ordained. Yeah. So normally you'd only be able to bring in 6. So I guess like probably 1 Thessalian spears, 1 unit of Phthia champions, and then I guess a Minotaur, Achilles, and some Harpies. Man, oh man, it's going to be a little bit tight and squeezy in that boat. Yeah, I'm going to have to let them know on the Discord. I'm definitely going to send an email about that if I don't forget. But here it is. The night battle of Troy. With the help of the shrewd and cunning Odysseus, he's managed to open the gates. The Trojans just hanging around there, guarding. But where is the boat? Oh, here it is, here it is. Here is the Trojan Horse, where we've managed to sneak 22 units. I don't believe that. So, you're only allowed to do 6. I guess that's kind of realistic. Not 22. But we've managed to somehow bring in our whole army. Okay, so let's pause and see what we're working with. So, we've got our army here. We've managed to sneak in the Trojan Horse. Here it is. So, I guess we can either fight the enemy, but if we can take the town square, look how magnificent that looks, though. It just depends on capture points, which I need to see. But there is Achilles and his new brand spanking armor. So, capture point wise, how many have we got? There's only 1. Oh, I thought there might have been like 3, like Rome or something. For some reason, we've got a unit spawning out here. I don't know why. I guess there's not enough room in the boat. So, if we can take this, we might be able to initiate a 240-second countdown. So we'll get Achilles and the Minotaur to try and bull rush up there. Just need to quickly get up there because we don't want to get beaten. So, and then we'll try and hold the defensive 2 rings of Troy. So I guess like rally up here. Yeah, so I guess you can try it. If you want. I'm all for exploits. Within reason. Yeah, so what did I do? Just that is completely bamboozled me, first of all. Please do take into consideration that I'm using a early access preview build of Troy A Total War Saga, and everything's subject to change. However, there's some Trojans charging us here, which look absolutely crazy. So we'll try and allow some of our units just to throw spearmen back to skirmish and cover. Kind of reminds me of like retreating forces in the Napoleonic War. So it's still not too much in our favour. We just need to essentially hold for 240 seconds. But they seem to be chasing us quite well. Some spears have nearly made it all the way. Yeah, so I put in 6. I chucked a quick save. I did a god sacrifice. Maybe you need an agent in your build. I backed out. And then I went back in, I was able to do it. Yeah. Or maybe it's in the patch notes. I don't think so, though. I would have read that. Or the bug report. Okay, so what we'll do is make a defensive position on these 2 lines. It seems to that when we take the arrow towers, like, down there, they don't seem to shoot upon us, so... Yeah, this is my first time playing the Siege of Troy, so just trying to organise and get things up. I have to pause a little bit, which I don't overly like doing. So, but I need this to work. I don't know if I'm going to have a second chance like this. So, we'll allow the Minotaur to hold on the right, and we'll allow Achilles to hold on the left. We'll break up our archers into some squadrons. We might even be able to take those towers and have them fire and help out with our own control. We'll break up a Harpy and a heavy unit here. Yeah, so this is actually a lot more closer and probably a lot more realistic. Like, trying to hold what I'm doing now with 6 units will be tough. We're going to be able to stack it here with high ground. We might not, like, win head-to-head with this army build, but if we can start the countdown quick enough, we should be able to prevail. but the inhabitants of Troy are going to have a real rude shock in the morning, I guess. So, yeah, holding the top tier is the best. We'll push them further up. But they escaped, that was the thing. We didn't even get to wipe out that full army in the ambush. It was a draw, you could say, more or less. We're slowly but surely now moving into our defensive positions. And we'll allow Achilles and the Minotaur to hold up. But those chariots nearly got there quite quick. And they've actually drawn a unit of archers down there. That's unfortunate. They've been sacrificed to the greater good. So we still haven't initiated the countdown just yet. We're forming up into our position. Hopefully we can take the city of Troy here today, thanks with the shrewd plan of Odysseus. And I guess the courageousness and the tenacity of Achilles. Okay, so yeah, we'll toggle guard mode because they don't actually have any defensive shield formations. They've been wiped out so quickly, which is a shame. And can you like take that but like form a little bit better up here? Okay, so they're moving up some chariots. Let's allow the Minotaur to try and charge them. What unit is he going to pick? He picked right in the middle. Yeah, the thing is, right, those chariots could get to the town square just to stop it. We'll allow Achilles to go into Hector's Chosen, use Vanquish, as there's no one here really to duel and help us out. Yeah, we've got arrow towers fighting with us by the look of it, but our Denar and heavy archers are going to help with support. We've got our spears further at the back. Achilles has given chase to that broken unit. He really needs to pick up that general defender, so try and go for him. They're just trying to push me head on to try and break through. We've initiated the countdown now, and we're 189 seconds down. Hold the line, men. Troy will fall. Whoa, he was like pushing units out of the way there. He's already routed. He's actually raging, that's what's going on. We're trying to get the Minotaur to run down the fighter. Yes! Come on. Get stuck into him. Finish off. Well, we're through the ground here. Oh, it's interesting that they put water under the city. It was animated, which is quite cool. So, we've managed to take the city of Troy by the look of it. By an exploit. And right under the nose of the Trojans. But even if we are successful here today, we still won't be able to officially finish our Homeric victory conditions. We've done the 12 chapter objectives. Achilles is now ranked 27. But we'll be able to defeat Priam here. And Paris is technically defeated because he confederated with Hector, but finishing and taking off Hector is going to be a hard task, as he has 30 regions. It's taken us well over 100 turns to build a similar kingdom, an empire, if you will, and take Troy, which is going to be a hard city to hold. We've got our Thessalian spears here, raising the banner of the Phthia in the courtyard of Troy. Really quite beautiful, nice, clean steps, and we're allowing Achilles to rage on and have at it. The rage of Ares is coursing through his veins. For Patroclus! Stuff you, Agamemnon! But the Trojans are pinning and holding them down there. Those spearmen are so good. The Minotaur there is coming to help out as well. We weren't able to have though. I don't think I didn't see an opportunity ever to get one in the campaign. I don't think we can. I think it's a unique unit. Yeah, so we lost 500 there. So would we be able to hold 240 seconds with 6 units? Maybe not. I don't know. It would have been a close one. it would have been to the final line. It would have been so, so close. So we'll just allow the Minotaur to try and go ham against those champions of Troy. 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The full-time whistle is blown. We have victory here today. And I guess we could try and run down some of them, because they are gold chevrons at the end of the day. Normally in a siege, you just want to try and wrap them up. But we've taken the city. Troy has lost. Flee for your lives. As Priam bellows from the top of his once palace. And we'll allow everyone to give chase, because if I don't know if it compounds. Obviously we're going to get our chevrons up, but do you get more experience do you get more chevrons? I don't know this, I might need to ask. Do you get more chevrons if you kill a higher tier unit? Does the experience compound like that? Or is it the same regardless of how many entities you kill? It just means how many units you kill. But I want to try and wipe out as many of these guys as possible. But Troy is now fallen to Achilles. Our bowmen here, ripping to shreds. The last of the Trojans, getting their target practice up. Facing behind us. It's a full moon. And I guess these were the ships we sailed up on in the Cloak of Darkness. We scrapped the rest to make a boat. I believe the Trojan Horse they used for the movie is actually somewhere in Turkey now, which is quite cool. They gifted it to some Turkey town. About to say Greek town there. But maybe get some screenshots there. A heroic victory, let's say. 456. We killed only 1.3k of theirs. Archers, the Harpies once again carrying us, and the Minotaur up there with 52. Achilles with 59. Their archers did alright, 132 with one of them. And this even looks different as well in the Covert of Darkness. Achilles has killed the brother of Hector and Paris. Delaphobos is no more. And we did lose 2 archers in that, which is crazy. But Troy is now officially under our control. And raise it. I quite like the Scorched Earth policy, but I think we'll just loot and occupy it. I want Troy to be the crown in Achilles' duel. So, Vengeful Glory, Undying Glory increase the strength of Aurora, and plus 3,000 experience. The Cult of Ares has now gone up. I'm sure that made him happy. Sending all those souls down to the ferryman. Okay, so here is his equipment. Yeah, still nothing too crazy. Sort of Troy. Plus 10 melee attack for the sword axe. Yeah, plus 8. I don't know, I quite like Hercules' sword, man. Plus 10 morale and 70 damage to the hero. But plus 10 is not too bad. Now that we have the Sword of Troy. Nice little buff there that we can put in. And we really need to replenish and repair where we can. But Priam and one of his sons has fallen to take the entire territory. They're still quite close to us. So, we'll try and get some quick recruitments here. We can get access to some heavy swordsmen for there. So, looking at the Homeric, we've done 2 out of 3. So, there might be a Trojan army still hanging around, but we need to get rid of Hector. But I just want to sort of wind things down here in today's episode. We've taken Troy. We're still ranked 2. We need to get rid of Hector, which is 38 regions. Crikey. So to even finish this Homeric victory conditions, because it's been 100 turns, we're probably going to have to do another 100 turns to officially finish it off and get that cutscene. Now that I've taken Troy, So they don't want peace. Priam is probably still hanging about. Yeah, I want to try and get something with Sparta, maybe. But we've gone and done it. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We've replenished and repaired Troy, but yeah, we still officially can't finish off our Homeric victory conditions. Total War victory-wise, we still need Knossos. Yeah, we still need to take another 55 regions to hit the Total War victory and get rid of the Amazonian forces, I guess. Diplomacy-wise, yeah. I'm most welcome to pause and have a look at that. We'll sort by happiness. Sparta, come on, 27. You're still not interested. How about everyone else? They're not overly too inclined. So, ownership-wise, if you're still curious, we have Epirus, Thessaly under our control, most of the north, Ithaca, and thanks to Odysseus, we have small outcroppings of territory in Arcadia and Knossos and what not. Yeah, it's just a shame how strong Hector is. He's allied up with Sarpedon and Paris, so that's why he's like absolutely huge. He's a stonker of the faction at the moment. We lost Lesbos, which is a shame. They've retaken that, but I guess we'll just hold up in Troy where we can. You're most welcome to pause and have a look at some of the stats if you're curious in the build that I've had decent success with Achilles. I just don't know yet. I need to play more campaigns to find the ideal and perfect optimal sort of unit build and try and min-max stuff we can. But Athena's up to worshipped here. Okay, so he's only 60% outraged now. Living Legend, we have some more challenges, and we've still got Hippolyta, our antagonist, there to deal with. So guys, unfortunately I'm going to end the video here and wind things down. Thank you very much for watching episode 6 of my Troy A Total War Saga Achilles campaign. We're at a really good sort of point in the campaign now. We could very much end it here. To finish off the Homeric victory conditions, we do need to defeat Hector. Maybe I should stream the rest of it. I haven't decided just yet. But I'm going to take a break for a couple of days with this campaign. I'm going to be still daily uploading, but personally I'm going to have a bit of a break. I might move on to another campaign. We're at a really good point here. We've managed to burn 100 turns into the campaign. Like, honestly, over the last 3 days, I've probably put more than 24 hours into this campaign. So personally, I just need a little bit of a break and maybe do something else. But over the next coming weeks and months, Troy is still going to be taking over the channel. So stay tuned for daily future Troy content. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for all the fantastic support. And hello to all the new subscribers. I'm really happy that you guys have joined along. And I just want to thank you guys for all the fantastic support. I wouldn't be where I am as a YouTuber without it. And I've also got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for making this Let's Play possible and giving me early access. It wouldn't be possible without them. So a huge thank you to them and to their fantastic community team as always. Troy will be available to the general public for free on the 13th of August. So there's no real reason why you shouldn't go and pick it up. You can play it a week later, a month later, 6 months later when it's all patched and perfect. But if you want to get your hands and play a Trojan campaign as good or as badly as I've played, play it to your heart's content. But yeah, thanks guys, much love from Australia, peace out. Mwah.
Unfortunately guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you would like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.